Yes, sir.
As a child and a teenager, Captain Kirk was my hero, and I grew up and I became a lawyer, and then you turned into Denny Crane. And so I've wondered, would Denny Crane get along with Captain Kirk? Would they be like best drinking buddies and go hang out at Forward?
What an interesting question. But before I sort of think of an answer, what kind of a lawyer are you who was influenced by Captain Kirk and then struck down by Denny Crane?
Well, I decided to boldly represent those that no one would represent before.
Did you just think of that now, or were you preparing for that line?
No, I just actually thought of it.
Really?
Yes.
Are you a trial lawyer?
Yes.
See? Well, that's wonderful. That's on your feet thinking. So, what would Captain, well, first of all, Kirk would say, hey, old man, come over here. And Denny Crane would say, who, me? What's my name again? You know, they are manifestations of, an actor brings to the role who he is, and then tries to emphasize something of his personality that makes the character, gives a facet to the character. So obviously, I came to the role of Captain Kirk and came to the role of, in Boston Legal, me, but now years differently, and whatever shaped my character during those years changed me from the actor who played Kirk to the actor who played Denny Crane. For the changes in me, I would guess the most pronounced would be, as I've gotten older, how much more aware I am of my mortality and how close death is and how precious each moment of my life is while I'm alive and healthy and vigorous and still retain my mentality. So Kirk, as Haley pointed out, we're bringing this full circle, loved the ladies and had the vigor, and Denny Crane was somebody who was approaching senility and probably went in and out of senility, and whose fears I understand, because the fear of death is probably not as strong as the fear of being ill, or maybe even worse, of losing your sensibilities, so you no longer are yourself inside. You're somewhat of yourself outside, but nothing that made you what you are exists, and we all know everybody has somebody close or distant to who's done that. So the same Captain Kirk and Denny Crane are the same person, but like a reporter said to me, J.J. Abrams called me. I got to remember now the point I'm trying to make. J.J. Abrams called me a few months ago. Said, "Are you interested in doing the third movie?" I said, "Oh." I said, "Oh, of course, I'm interested, but you got to write the part so it connects, you know." And he said, "Sure." And we said, "Don't tell anybody." I said, "No, I'm not going to say anything." So I was like out of town, and the next morning I got on an airplane, and the flight attendant said, "I hear you're doing the next movie." "How did you know that?" She said, "It's all on Twitter." So they tweeted that I'm interested. I just put the phone down. Yeah, it's on Twitter. So the next day, Abrams wires me, says, "Thanks for keeping your mouth shut." So I wire back. I didn't say a word. I had read in the intervening time that the director, Bob Orsi, had given an interview about it. I said, "It's your director." He says, and then he wires me back, he emails me back, well, let's fire the director. Ha ha. So I'm telling this story to another audience. Next day, on Twitter, Shatner wants to fire the director. So I'm waiting for another phone call to say we've written the script or here's what the thing is. And I'm in another interview. And the reporter says, are you going to do the next movie? I said, well, I don't know. I have no idea. He says, well, they've written the part, you know. I said, they have? There's a reporter. You know, yeah. I said, what is it? He says, I'll tell you the scene. Do you know the scene I'm going to do? He said, yeah. Young Captain Kirk and young Spock sit across the table and talk to who they're going to be. You and Leonard. I said, that's the scene? He said, yeah. I said, how do you know? He said, I've got a source at Paramount. You're telling me what the scene is? And J.J. Abrams hasn't even got a... I'm not sure that Chris Pine wants to look like me when he... And that's my answer to Captain Kirk and Denny Crane. I'm not sure I want to look like him, said Captain Kirk.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.